There we go.
That was my attempt at
okay.
a smile, by
There
the
we-
way. I don't
Fantastic.
smile well.
It's okay.
Unless
It's
it's-
not how you smile, it's what you smile for. Maybe.
No, wiser words have never been spoken. It's definitely
Oh,
a lot of
snap.
lag.
Oh, there is a lot of lag. Oh, that. Don't look at that. Don't look at that.
A boot. No, he's Canadian. That's why I said a boot.
Oh, okay. You're absolutely right. It should say that.
We gotta have multicultural friendly streams.
You know what?
I do have Twitter.
He does. Even though he doesn't use Twitter, that's okay. We're gonna put it. I felt bad for not putting anything in here whatsoever. So I was like, there's no point in me putting nothing here. That's rude. So that's all he gets. He does use Twitter. Look, he's doing it right
I'm
now.
on it right now.
He is posting right now. You were wrong. Anyway, put his face.
No.
No Facebook.
No one can know
And
that.
he's got to have a page first. If he has a page, I'll put it on there.
Yeah, I'll make a page.
Matt, Twitter's all you get. You get nothing but Twitter. You know, Twitter, and it's either Twitter or it's nothing. And you don't want nothing under there. Look at that. It gives him. Look, I'll make you feel better. I'll put a crown, a king crown on there, so that way you can feel good about it. Anyway, before we even introduce ourselves properly, welcome everybody. Well, welcome back everybody to the JKT podcast. Been a little bit, I think about 2 weeks since we did one. It's okay, you know, it happens. We're human. We're not perfect. We're not trying to be perfect. We're just trying to be tech heads. It's all we want in life. Where liquid coolers are hard to put in and other stuff comes up. But that's okay. Anyway, I don't know what episode this is, so I'm not even gonna try to tell you the episode.
We'll come back with that.
We'll come back with that. So anyway, these are live streams that we do here on my channel here. So we talk about tech news, everything that's to do with tech. So if it's got tech in it, or if it's something that has a CPU or whatever.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, technical difficulties. We're going to talk about those. We do it here on the podcast. So this is live. We do these on Twitch. We also upload the podcast on YouTube afterwards. So if you want to make sure you watch us live so you can go ahead and comment and give us some of that love, do it. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Twitch.
You can follow us there too.
I'm back with the mess ups, but you can also check us out on the Panhandles there. I know some people say he doesn't use his Twitter, but I just saw him use it right there. So
I opened it and
you're
checked
not
it.
correct. You're not correct. Anyway, so we've got some good news today. Today is Apple Day. We're going to be taking a delicious bite out of Apple news. That didn't come out as well, but whatever. I should have had an apple right here. That would have been perfect for this.
Yeah.
It would have been perfect, but I didn't think of that. Look, I had to redo my computer because I got a new SSD. So, and then I gave my old SSD to my boy. So I had to reinstall everything. So I'm not as prepared as I'd like to be, as I normally am, but that's okay. I still got everything I need. The transitions are still going to be smooth. No more seeing OBS in the background. You're going to see purely just what is important. So today is Apple. We got some Apple news. The new iPhones are out. I don't use it. I got Samsung. But we still going to talk about it. He's got a Pixel.
I feel like there's a reason behind that.
There is a reason behind that. There is. But he has a Pixel. So he has two Android guys talking about Apple. What's going on?
We're just warning you.
Are we fanboys
things.
of Android? I guess you're going to have to find out. But other than that, no, we're not fanboys. But
I don't own anything Apple. Except real apples. That's about it.
You do own something Apple. No. You own apples.
They were not created by Apple. Steve Jobs had nothing to do with this.
He was eating an apple and said, Apple. That's maybe. Anyway, so we're going to be talking about the new iPhones. They have some very interesting names. The iPhone XS, the 10 Max, 10s Max, and then the iPhone XR, I think.
I don't know if they're 10 at all.
Or yes, well they're 10. Yeah, it's a 10s. I think it's a 10s, 10s Max, and then 10 XR.
Yes.
And then of course they also announced the Apple Watch Series 4, so we're gonna dive in a little bit of that, but we're not gonna get to that first. We're gonna save those. We're gonna go ahead and talk about some other news.
If you want to see it, you have to stay with us the entire time.
Yeah, you're gonna be forced to stay, whether you like it or not. This is how we do things. You want the good news. Watch until the end. You get the good news.
Just remember, here at JNO's Tech, kidnapping is approved.
Good. Microsoft is greater than Apple. And of course, thank you for liking Samsung. Greatly appreciate that. Samsung team, come on, put your Samsungs up, guys. Put them up. You can put your Pixel up too. It's okay. It's an Android. I love Android. I love everybody equally, but
I don't want to have my Pixel near that.
I see the gravitational pull. They're going against each other. They're nowhere near each other. So,
the magnetic force is at work.
See, this is what happens when we don't do a podcast for a while. Is everything just goes all to crap. But as normal, before we do anything, I got to give a shout out to the homie, to the guy. You hear him every time before this podcast starts. So, if you guys know that sweet, beautiful sound that plays at the very beginning of our podcast,
the kind that makes angels cry.
Yeah, it makes the angels cry. You're probably asking yourself, well, what is that? Oh, I gotta put it up here, right? There you go. You're probably asking, what is that? Well, let me tell you what it is. It is my boy's Beats. He actually changed his name, so it's no longer Torio Beats. It's Nasus. So if you guys enjoy the sweet, seductive sounds of his music, make sure you check him out. Got a SoundCloud. Looks dope. We've changed everything. He's got the new name, the new look. Reborn, ready to go into action. He's actually in there making beats right now. So if you hear any of those random songs, you know that's the reason.
You're getting some sneak peeks.
You're getting some sneak peeks by accident. But anyway, make sure you check him out. He makes some awesome music. Sounds fantastic. He's got a series on his SoundCloud called Better with Headphones. So if you are sitting around, maybe cleaning, studying, doing some work, or even just driving in the car, put on Better with Headphones. It's good with headphones. It's good in the car. I play it every morning when I go to work. Sounds great. Nice, smooth ride. Have no complaints. People try to run me over, run me down, get in front of me. You know what I do? I just say, it's all good.
It's just better with Nasus.
It's better with Nasus. Oh, there you go. Better with Nasus. So, like I say, he's got a new name, so a new look. So if you guys are interested, you want to hear some more of his music, this is where you can find him. He's been uploading pretty frequently. You actually did get a chance to hear his playlist at the beginning. So if you guys were watching the stream at the beginning or at the start, you got to actually hear some of the playlist. So again, if you guys are interested, make sure you check him out. Show him some love. Let him know JKT sent you because, he's awesome at it. So in other news, we're going to go ahead and get right into the tech news. So I just need to go ahead and hide some things. Now, I don't have my tech news banner up, so they're going to have to deal with no tech news banner, but that's okay. So, you understand something?
Throw your Samsungs up.
Yeah, exactly. Throw them up. There
ain't nothing to throw. I'll throw up my Samsung soundbar.
There you go. You see, you got Samsung. See, Samsung.
No, I don't own one. I was lying.
Oh, why would you do that? Oh man, my ears. Let me put my ears away.
I have a Sony soundbar.
Oh no, not Sony. Why? No, they don't even make computers anymore.
That's because they don't need to. They make PlayStations. They make Spider-Man.
They make Spider-Man consoles, and they think they're the best. They are. They're really good at it. Anyway, all right. So we are gonna go ahead and get into the news. So the first news we're gonna be talking about is going to be Intel's 9th gen processors. I'm gonna go ahead and transition over here. So we're gonna be talking about the 9th gen processors, and they're rumored for the October launch. So it looks like we're getting them pretty soon. With the Intel 9th gen, we are looking at a 10 nanometer processor. I did also see some other articles that also explained that they actually might be beating out the Ryzen 2, which at this point, I don't even know if it's really surprising, in all honesty, because everybody knows that when it comes down to like just pure raw gaming performance and single core threaded applications, Intel has always done really well. And AMD has kind of done well in more so the multi-threaded one. So I don't know how... I really don't consider that a big deal. I've never seen an AMD really just dominate when it came down to single-core performance. They do a really good job for their price point, but...
That's pretty much what AMD's always been, is like that price point, though. What people have always... used to always shop for.
That is true. Did you see the I think it's the Anthlon with the Vega graphics, like $55?
I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's crazy. So it's a $55 processor. It's an Anthlon, and it has integrated AMD graphics. So they're not really gearing it towards gaming or anything like that. It's just more so for somebody who's just looking to have maybe a work computer. But I thought that was $55. I said, shoot, I might just buy it. Just
if you want to run Ultra and RuneScape, get ready. That's for you.
League of Legends at 240 FPS. This is the place to get it. Is AMD's Anthlon. But anyway, so it looks like, according to the article, which is by Tom's Hardware, the Intel 9th gen processors are scheduled to be released in October. They don't have looks like October 1st. Looks like a slight improvement to their 7th gen. So you've got, of course, your i9 9900K. An i7 9700K, which is going to be 8 cores, 8 threads, which actually isn't. What's the 8th gen now? Aren't they 6 core, 12 thread?
If I remember right, I believe.
Okay. I don't know. Why would you only have an 8 thread? I don't know. And then, of course, the Intel i5 9600K, which would be a 6 core, 6 thread processor.
These are all rumors anyway.
Yeah, these are rumors, so we're not certain. Honestly, I hope that's not necessarily true because that would make sense for you to have an 8 core and not have like a 16 or 12 thread. If you're 8th gen at 6 core, I don't know how.
They're trying to push their i9s, maybe.
i9's like $1,000.
Hey,
unless they're gonna bring down the price, then I don't know. But
what are you doing?
That's not my Sam. That's Ken's. That's Ken's dual pixel phone. That was Ken's. It's not mine.
Those Samsung that's people are the worst.
Anyway, so as far as some specifications they give for the i9, huh?
Oh, I was gonna say, I'll read further ahead.
Yeah. So the i9 is gonna have a 16 megabits of cache. It's gonna be clock speed at 3.6, which can boost up to 5 gigahertz. Wow.
In single or dual core.
Oh, that's pretty impressive. Your i7 is gonna have 12 megabits of cache, and in the same base clock. It only goes up to 4.9, so about a 0.1 difference between them. Then the i5.
i9.
I know, you better go with the i9. It's like the RTX graphics cards. Might as well go with the 2080 Ti instead of the 2080.
Don't short.
Pay that extra.
Don't sell yourself short.
Pay it, guys. And then you have the Core i5, which has 9 megabits of cache, 3.7 base clock with a 4.6 boost clock on single core applications. Looks like
here the i9 is cheaper. They said from the rumor, the i9 will be $450.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's more reasonable. I mean, $100 difference between an i7 and i9. Why not go with the i9? Cost about starting off at $250 for the i5. Then, of course, you have the price points here: $350 for the i7, and then for the for the i9, it's going to be $450. Again, these are just rumors, so they're not guaranteed. But who knows? These may be correct. Like I said, the only thing that kind of concerns is just why 8 core, 8 threads, and not like 8 core, 12, or even 8 core, like at least 8 core, 12, 8 core, 16. But it's gonna be interesting to see what they do with that. Again, I do want to do an Intel build, but I've got AMD, so I'm probably just gonna stick with them. I don't know. Are you gonna upgrade, Ken? You're Intel. You got the Intel.
I don't know, man.
You're gonna get the new RTX. You got to get a processor that can fit that.
Well, maybe I should get the RTX first, since that's more than double the price of the processor. That's more than triple.
Maybe they'll have a combo that you can get all of them for.
Yeah, you're
price.
right.
Just one like $1,200.
If they throw in the processor for free, I will definitely buy one RTX.
Okay, buy the RTX 2080 Ti, and then
if the i9 comes for free, I'll do it.
Okay, you're not gonna get that. You're gonna get like a game bundle, like RTX. You get Shadow of the Tomb Raider for free, and you'll still have to buy everything.
I want Cyberpunk 2077 for free. The pre-order for free.
They should do that. I would definitely buy it if they did that. I'd be like, yes, sir. Please give me that. I don't know. AMD. Exactly. AMD.
Don't listen to Simon. Don't listen to Simon.
Don't listen to Simon. Simon, apparently you don't know what you're talking about. Even though we have the same mindset, AMD all the way, but he said you don't know what you're doing.
You don't know what AMD is.
What is AMD? What does it stand for? EMD? Is it supposed to be and, not EMD?
Anyone who owns AMD, what it stands for is aftermarket depression. So.
You have an AMD? Yeah, see? Exactly. Come on. Thank you, man. Join the team. Team Red.
Aftermarket depression. That's what it stands for.
No.
That's what it means when you own an AMD.
Amazing. Massive.
Don't say it.
Domination. I couldn't think of anything for that.
Donk.
Yeah.
There, that's the appropriate way to say it on Twitch.
Donk, there you go. It's
an
amazing.
On to the next one.
Amazing, massive. Okay. Well, you know what? We're gonna go and continue on here before it goes any further.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah, Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So it's coming out the 14th. So 2 days. So I'm definitely gonna get it. I'm gonna play it.
Better buy it digitally, or else we can't go out and buy it.
That is very true. Well, I'll get it digitally, but
you can buy it from Walmart, I guess, if you want to go out there.
I'm not going to Walmart. I'm gonna just get it off of Steam or something. But of course, about all the stuff with 5G getting ready to come over, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this next article is coming from PC World. So pretty much a gentleman played Shadow of the Tomb Raider over a 5G network. And he was like, it didn't suck. Now, I think what is it? AT&T has a plan now that I've heard is terrible, and then I've also heard like Verizon Fios is not good for gaming, like especially if you're doing it online. But of course, 5G is going to be the next big thing, the fifth generation, when it comes down to data. And he said that according to what he was saying, he got a chance to play. He was doing cloud gaming, and he actually said that the 5G connection was actually fairly decent, so good enough to be able to do it. I think he was playing on he was playing on AT&T's prototype 5G network. So overall, he seemed to be pretty impressed with it. Now I don't know if that's going to definitely like do better than Wi-Fi. I did see that they're potentially going to have 5G service, so 5G will then replace. It's almost like replacing Wi-Fi in the homes. But Verizon is going to be the one to do that. So I don't know if 5G is going to be like everything, or if it's just going to be data and then you still have Wi-Fi. But I don't know. What do you think? 5G is as good as it says.
I mean,
would you switch over from Wi-Fi to 5G?
To be fair, that's probably going to be what everyone's going to do eventually.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you think it's going to replace like Wi-Fi?
I don't know, because they just started doing mesh networks, and it'd be weird to kind of, you know what?
I would say, what if the mesh networks are like, they make them now where they're 5G capable?
Now, one way I can see this working is, you have these mesh networks which are 5G capable. You no longer have modems. They actually receive the 5G network and can distribute it through your home differently with a more reliable connection or something like that.
That would be. I could potentially see that. I just wonder how much is it going to be.
See, that was only, they were doing 30 megabit Mbps back and forth. The game was running 1080. They weren't doing ultra 4K.
Yeah, they were using high settings, but there wasn't any noticeable lag. So that's probably going to be the cap. It's 30 megabits, which that's definitely not going to be one. I mean, then again, it is a prototype, so I was told. I mean, from what it seems, 5G is going to be even faster than 4G, which, if you guys know, 4G was a lot faster than 3G. I think, what was it? 4G could do 8 meg. What was it? I think, was it 8 megs versus like 1 to 3 megabits for 3G, if I remember correctly? I think it was. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I thought I saw something that said like you can go up to 8 megabits, or you can do 8 megabits or more with 4G, and then 3G was slower. But 5G is supposed to be able to do like, I think, gigabit speeds, something like that. I might be wrong on all that.
Let's see. 4G LTE wireless broadband is 10 times faster than 3G. Able to handle download speeds between 5 and 12 megabits per second, and upload speeds between 2 and 5 megabits per second, with peak download speeds approaching 50 megabits.
Not bad. Nothing that's gonna outweigh Wi-Fi. Like if you have like Gigablast or like gigabit service, but a lot better than standard. So I wonder if this is kind of the start of. I know it's kind of a far-fetched idea, but if it's like the start of like mobile gaming everywhere, because if you think about it, you're getting people who are making mobile phones. Mobile gaming is. I didn't even think mobile gaming was a really big thing to begin with. I knew it existed, but I didn't think it was big enough to like begin this journey into phones. And you got the 5G service, so I'm starting to think maybe this is kind of a beginning towards something like that, being able to have a phone that can handle gaming and not kill your battery.
I think it's always been a thing, but it's not really a big thing in America or something like that. Mostly, I feel like it's in China and stuff like that. It's really big.
Yeah. And I guess with the fact like PUBG and then Fortnite being on the phones now, a lot of people like playing both of those games. I try to get into mobile gaming from time to time. It's tough for me just because definitely a lot of the phones, even though they can handle the performance, they do get pretty warm and then they kill your battery. And then on top of that, I'm not really a big fan of the onboard controls. But there are a lot of attempts towards making mobile game a little bit better. There's a lot of games that are going to supposedly be coming out. Like one of the big things for me, which I thought, why was this not done before, was Nintendo wanting to do like maybe Mario Kart on mobile gaming, which would be fantastic because Mario Kart is a fun game as it is. Imagine being able to play your Mario games even on your phone. Of course, you have the Switch out there as well, but you know your phone has data, so
Well, maybe it'd be smarter to have a Switch that's 5G capable.
that's a data enabled Nintendo Switch.
They did it for the Vita.
Oh yeah, they did. I forgot about that. Man, that Vita.
But everyone forgot about the Vita.
Yeah. So. What's the Vita? Is that a chip? Is this a chip?
You mean a PETA, right?
Oh, maybe it's Sony's chip. That's what it is. But yeah, 5G, okay, not bad. Maybe we can do more stuff. Maybe we can stream at 4K on our phones, even though I would never do that. But who knows what they're gonna do with 5G networking? So we're supposed to be getting it maybe by the end of this year, beginning of next year. It looks like maybe more so the start of next year with 5G. Verizon, AT&T, all the big companies are going to be getting on this and starting to create that network. So we are looking at that. Of course, I don't know if it's going to be one of those things where your phone is going to have to be able to do that, or is it something that it'll update automatically? You get 5G. I don't know how that's going to work. And then is there going to be a new SIM? We got, what was it, Nano SIM? Are we going to have mini Nano SIM? How small is our SIM card going to be? It's already hard enough.
Maybe they should go back and make them bigger.
They should. They should just go back to the regular SIM because it's hard to get that little SIM card. You got your finger, you got to press down, and you might break it. And you're like, dang, I broke it, and you're all mad at yourself. You don't know what to do, but you know what? You finally got it out, and now you're replacing your phone. Who knows? I don't know. But shout out to Tomb Raider. I'm gonna get the game, but over 5G network, who knows? Don't know if it's gonna.
I don't know how much. Honestly,
really?
Yeah.
I like the Tomb Raider series.
Getting too actiony.
Too actiony. It's not adventure anymore.
Almost not.
I mean, I guess because I can see it. I still like Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
I still like I was always a Tomb Raider fan. I played it, I think, around the PlayStation 1, and I played the one on the Wii.
Mm-hmm.
That was weird. I didn't like that one because of the fact that the Wii controller, you had to kind of move the controller around and shoot. That was not a fun experience. But what was it? Just the regular Tomb Raider game that came out for Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and then PC. I love that game. That game was really fun. I'm not a big stealth guy, but I actually felt pretty good at stealth missions when I was doing it. Getting it with that bow and arrow, boom, headshot. It was, best times ever. So I feel like for me, I'll probably get it. I'll probably play it. It'd be something interesting. I played the multiplayer because I didn't know they had multiplayer.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
I played a few of that.
I didn't care for it too much. I was just like, this is kind of weird for Tomb Raider to have a multiplayer. Like, but why? Like, I'm killing the other team. I'm not getting treasure or anything. If it was like a race to get treasure and you had to kill the other people while doing it, then I'd be like, okay, that seems pretty fun. But I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of it.
She's a murderer now.
She is. But with that ray tracing, you can see those headshots even better than before. Have you seen the memes that have going on with like ray tracing all on like Instagram and stuff?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god, you gotta look them up. It's the funniest thing. People are roasting this ray tracing situation. They're all showing like Pikachu was one of them where it was like the regular cartoon version and like an ugly version of like if Pikachu was in real life. They show that's what ray tracing on and on. I'm like, you guys need to stop it. It's terrible. It's terrible. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't think it was that bad, but people are really mad about these new graphics cards. I like them.
It's just because they didn't do it properly, and it was kind of shady with some of the stuff they did.
True.
That's about it.
Understandable.
I think they set people's expectations too high because they're only like a 30 or something % improvement. They set expectations way too high for them, I think.
Oh, okay. So making it just like, oh man, these are massive improvements.
You say they're massive improvements, but you're going to charge me $1,200 or something for something that's only 30% better.
True. Well, I mean, if anything, it'll drop the prices of the older cards. So
because they did say they're going to continue making GTX series while RTX is out. They said.
That's right, because they know that nobody's gonna probably buy it.
Not right away.
Right away. So they're gonna wait until more people start getting into it, and then they'll probably eventually start to stop the support for GTX, because right now the GTX cards are pretty low as far as price. Like you can get a 1070 for around $380 to $429.
You can get some 1080 Ti's like that.
What?
Close. I'm pretty sure close to that.
I need to get me a 1080.
So when you remember Ben?
Yeah.
So he uses Let Go a lot. I didn't buy it, but someone was selling a Titan, not the new one. What's the older one?
The Titan V.
I guess the one with 12 gigs of RAM and everything back then. Someone was selling it for $250.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He said, and he messaged him, and he was like, "Why were you selling it?" He's like, "I worked for Dell, and we got it for a build we had to do, but it is actually not required or needed for that build or whatever." So he was selling it for $250.
Man, is he still selling it?
It says sold out.
No, I want to buy it. Oh, I wish I would have known that. Oh my god, I would have bought that. Man,
it was already by the time I talked to you again. It was already gone.
Man, it would have been like, "What do you have in your rig?" I got a Titan. They're like, "What? What do you need that? What do you play?" I play solitary. Like what?
Microsoft. I play some Microsoft games.
I play Tactile.
I found the download for that old pinball game that was on Microsoft.
Right.
Space Cadet. That's it.
Space Cadet.
That was the game back then, all right? Space Cadet.
Hey, look, that's what when you were in elementary school and you had nothing better to do and the teacher was boring you, you go in there, you go in the start menu on Windows XP, open up pinball, and just go ding, 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 ding. Teacher's like,
play Roblox.
I had teachers that they literally watched me play it and they'd say nothing, and then as soon as I closed out, they just kept moving and I just went back to play it again.
I'll play Roblox. I'll make a Roblox game where I'm just have my own club and I charge kids Robux to get in there, whatever it is.
If you want to play Fortnite and Roblox, you gotta charge.
Hey, you want to enter the club? You gotta pay me some Robux. They
Roblox.
walk in and there's nothing there. It just says a sign that says thanks for the money.
Look, I can't get into Roblox. Like that's one. There's a lot of games that like I'm just not getting into. That's one of them. And I've been told before, play Roblox. Just play it. And I'm like, no.
Go enjoy your food then.
Thank you. We will enjoy our nerd talk. It's not nerd talk. It's tech talk. Get it right. God, nerd talk is for the podcast from Tuesdays. Yeah. That's nerd talk.
Jeremis Knows Nerds. All right, that's the new stream name.
That's my new. That's my shirt. Jeremis
J
Knows Nerds. That's it. I got 2 shirts. J Knows Tech, J Knows Nerds. They're gonna wear them and advertise it. Go ahead.
He's just saying it towards me.
All right, let's go ahead and pop up to the next one. Let's go ahead and take a bite into the next news. The next news is Apple. Apple's event was today, and I missed it because I forgot. That's the only reason why. But today, Apple announced some new products. We're gonna go in and talk a little bit about them. The first one, but before we do that, I'm actually gonna talk about one thing before we get into the Apple news because it actually leads up to to the Apple news. It's still Apple related, but that is the fact that if you are a person with an iPhone SE or an iPhone 6, a 6S, maybe a 6 Plus. If you are an owner of that and you said, I'm keeping this phone forever, I love this phone, I'm not going to get rid of it. Or if you were like, you know what, I don't need the iPhone 7, the iPhone 8, or the iPhone 10, or the new iPhones, well then guess what, you're out of luck because they got rid of it. They discontinued the iPhone X and the latest iPhones with the headphone jacks.
That's a ripoff. iPhone X after less than a year.
I know, it's funny because I'm very surprised they did it now because I remember everybody thought they were going to discontinue the iPhone 10 because it wasn't doing very well in sales like they wanted to do because nobody really wanted it. They were like, this makes no sense. And especially at the time where everybody was like, $1,000 for a phone? Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. But now that's becoming.
Now they're selling them for up to $1,500.
Right? Yeah, they're selling them for ridiculous amounts. I mean, some people would say, "Oh, the Galaxy Note 9 is the same price." Well, you know what? More features. Get it right, guys. Samsung, let's go. I'm joking. Not gonna do that anyway. But yes, they are getting rid of all the older iPhones. So the iPhone 7 is still gonna be sold with the iPhone 6. The 6S, the SE, those with the headphone jacks are gonna unfortunately be discontinued. So I don't know if this basically means that since they discontinued it, if now the support after iOS 12 is no more. More than likely it is because iOS 12, of course, was officially released. I believe, I could be wrong. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But it was, I think it was released today along with the new iPhones and the new Apple Watch. So the older iPhones, I know the iPhone SE and the iPhone 6 were able to get that. So I'm pretty sure since they discontinued it, they're probably going to discontinue the support for it as far as updates. But pretty much this is just them letting you know that they are no longer going to be. They're going to discontinue the iPhone 10 because they got the new ones, which in a way kind of makes sense. I feel like we'll get into that a little bit when we talk about the articles. The phones that they came out with now should have been out the first time they announced the iPhone 10, in my opinion. I don't know what they were thinking with this one, especially for its price point, but I think this is a little bit of a better. These devices are a little bit better than the iPhone 10. Of course, it's sad to see it go. You know, if you have an owner of an iPhone 6, you're probably about to make bank. Some people will still buy those because they're, you know, antiques. You know, somehow the iPhone, the first generation, is extremely like expensive. You go on eBay to buy it.
There's people who are just like collectors of Apple stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, it definitely, you know, it's a sad time for those older iPhones, but you know, they had a good run. You know, nice long time. So, you know, but yeah, so they're gone, discontinued. So now, you know, officially, if you're an iPhone user, you're gonna have to just do it no headphone jack. Just get Bluetooth. That's what they want you to do. They want you to get Bluetooth. If it's not Bluetooth, it's a no go.
I like the color of was it RX? XR? RX?
I think it's the RX. Because
like
the RX, well, the RX and then the X Max the X Max has a nice color, and then the RX has it's kind of like the iPhone C.
But I don't think it's a better, isn't it? Wasn't the C like more of a plastic type feel? Isn't I believe the RX is actually still aluminum.
Yeah, it has much better quality than the iPhone C. Funny, man, I remember when the iPhone C came out, everybody hated it. I think it was because at that time, I mean, even now, Apple was known for premium phones. So like when you make a cheap plasticky iPhone, people were like, "What? This isn't Android. Get out of here. Android does that. We don't want to feel like Android users. We want to feel like the top of the line premium.
We want to be able to brag over them.
Yeah, we want to be able to say, hey, my iPhone is more premium than your phone. Now it's tough to separate. I know one guy, he's got a Samsung. He's thinking about going iPhone. And I told him if he does that, and I'm not going to be his friend.
Oh, well. I mean, depending on what he feels about
straight up. I said we're gonna have to squash this beef in a ring or something, man.
Hey,
can't do it.
Depending how he feels about you, he might just buy it anyway.
He might be like, you know what? Just because you said that, I'm gonna go get the most expensive one. Be like,
and see who's the loser.
Honestly, it don't matter to me. I always say it. I have a preference, but you know I understand why the other competitors are there. Yeah. Everybody has something good about their phones that I personally like. But for some reason, for me, I've always gone back to Samsung. Don't know if it's just don't know what reason that might be, but you know he knows.
I don't understand.
He knows.
I don't know.
Samsung is gold.
No, it's Pixel. What are you talking about?
What? The Pixel 3, if it doesn't have that notch, I might be like, okay, it might be.
No, if it has the notch.
No, if it has the notch, it's pyrite. That's pyrite. That's foolery. That is falsitude. No, I will not have that in my house. No notches. We've been notch free so far. No more notches. Don't you dare go get a notch app.
Notch.
Don't you get a notch app?
A notch app would be weird on this because the border is so
it would
big.
be. It'd be like, what in the world?
I have lost 50% of my screen.
I've lost all my screen real estate. I have no more screen real estate anymore.
So what you're telling me is, you know what, never mind. Don't even worry about it. I'm not even gonna pull up a picture for you because that would just be rude.
Oh my, thank you. See, even the king understands his limits. He understands his limits, and that's why he does the podcast with me, because we respect each other. He has a Pixel and I have a Samsung, but together we make this podcast. That's how it rolls. So yeah, iPhone discontinues their old devices, but that's okay because we get new stuff. And today is the day we get it. So let's go ahead and get into that sexy news. So we're gonna go ahead and talk first about the new Apple Watch 4. And this article comes from I forgot to say the other one, I think came from The Verge as well. This one also comes from The Verge too. It's the Apple Watch 4 hands-on. Bigger is better. So it's got some new. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was about to say, I saw something like this that caught my eye. It has a built-in EKG scanner inside it.
Yeah, it does. New design, little thinner bezels, more sleek, more sexy. Now, there was one picture that they showed out, and I looked at it, I was like, I hope it don't look like that. It don't look very attractive. And then they showed some different angles. I was like, okay, that looks a lot better. But it's got some new health features. It's got a new display, so the display is a little bit thinner. So it'll be two sizes. I think it's a 40 millimeter. I want to say they may actually say it on here.
It says
They do also have a gold color.
They should have listed the price of it.
I think it's $399. They're gonna have two different models, of course, like the Series 3. I think when I said the price is gonna start off at $399. But it does have built-in EKG. I'm almost confusing it with AKG, which is like the sound for Samsung, but EKG. It's gonna have that. It's coming in this nice gold color, which is actually really nice. I don't know why they don't do this until now. What? Apple, man. But it's a nice looking color. Of course, you're gonna have your Nike editions. You have some different editions of it as well.
Speaker is louder, so it's a better speaker.
You got a little bit of a better speaker. The microphone has also been adjusted as well. So it's not gonna have any interference. So you should get better quality when it comes down to the mic, especially if you're talking on it.
It's this black ceramic finish on the back of it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then the bottom is pretty nice. I don't know if they actually showed like the bottom of it. A nice picture of the bottom. But here's some pictures of kind of the Apple Watch. And you can see it definitely does have a little bit thinner bezel. So not an edge to edge, but the curve is a little bit more rounded. So I know people were hoping for like a completely circular design, but this is as close as you're going to get.
I would love if they would make it so it could still... I know Apple would never do it, but if it just worked on Android, I might get an Apple Watch.
You know what's funny is that I would do it too. But that's like at the time when people wanted iMessage to be on Android. Because the biggest thing for a lot of people was that they love their Android phones, but if you could get iMessage on Android, people would flip. And of course, Apple's not going to do that because that's Apple's...
They want you to be in their
That's the reason why you've got to get an iPhone, because iMessage.
Yeah, they want you to have that architecture where everything is Apple and it syncs together and all. So
Apple wants to own you.
Do newer I'm sorry if I don't know much about Apple Watch. Do newer Apple Watches, do they have some that can work on their own? You don't even have to have the phone anymore?
Yeah, that's the cellular. So it's like the Series 3 the GPS and cellular, where you don't need your phone. It mimics the number on your phone, and you can just go out and you can still get your calls, you can still get text messages, things like that.
Do you know if the 4 is going to have cellular options?
It looks like it does. There's a picture with the red dot. That's how you know it actually has cellular.
Okay.
So it is going to have the cellular version with it as well. The GPS version is going to start off at $399, and the cellular version is going to start off at $499. So they are a little bit more pricier than the Series 3. So that's going to...
But apparently there's a lot more stuff you get.
Yeah, you do get...
And they're bigger screens as well.
Yeah, so you do get bigger screens. They actually didn't tell me. I think it's a 40 and a 44 millimeter, if I remember correctly. Or a 42 and a 44 millimeter.
I like the 44.
Yeah, so the 44 is a lot bigger. The 42 is going to be the smaller one.
We can look it up real quick, I guess, if we're done reading this.
Yeah, I can go check it out real quick. Let me see. Because I think it's 40... I know it's... Oh, I can't spell Google. I know it's 44, but I don't know if it's 42.
Apple Watch 4 screen sizes.
4 screen...
I just put 2 S's.
That's okay. Autocorrect.
Google, okay, it's got your back. 40 and 44.
Yeah, so it's 40 millimeter for the small one, then 44 millimeters for the bigger version. So that's going to be a big step up from 38 and 42 millimeters. So you do get a bigger watch, a little bit thinner bezel. So pretty much, boom, there you go. If you've been waiting and holding back saying, I want to wait till that new Apple Watch, 4 comes out, well, now you have the ability to do it. So overall, I have always thought the designs of the Apple Watches, they had very nice designs, very elegant, sleek looking. The bands, I'm always more so I like the professional looking bands than really like the nylon, like the...
So you like more of the metal bands?
Yeah, more metal bands, like metal, leather. To me, especially with kind of the attire I like to wear, it has a classier design to it. With the new watches, the design is very similar, a little bit rounded, which is nice, so it doesn't have those doesn't have as sharp edges, so a little bit sleeker. I don't think they're bad looking at all. Now the price point that's fairly high. If you get the GPS and cellular version, I don't know how big of a deal that is for me. I always carry my phone. I'm not in a position where I feel the need to get the cellular version. I know there are some people where if you can't have your phone but you can have your watch, I understand for those people, makes a lot of sense. So not knocking it, but.
Well, if you like that, if you have a cellular version, then you can kind of still have an Apple Watch and have Android because it can work independently. So
that is true. That is true. I wonder if you can still pair it. Like, I know there's probably like, no, you can't do that. But I'm pretty sure you probably, because I know it does a Bluetooth, but maybe you can still pair. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know, but we'll have to see. But that's the new Apple Watch 4. So there are some new features that you do get with it. A little bit faster processor in there, so more speed as well. So that's the Apple Watch 4. It looks nice. I like the gold color. The gold color is supposed to be matching with the iPhone XS Max. So that's pretty dope. But speaking of the iPhone XS Max, let's talk about that. Because that's the biggest one out of all of it. This is why you come here. You come here for the big news. You don't come here for the little news. The little news is fillers. It's like a game where you're going to do all these side missions. They're just fillers. You want to get to the core. The reason why you come to play games and the reason why you watch this podcast is for the big news. And we got it for you. Big news, big people. Anyway, this one is also, I think it's also coming from The Verge as well. No, it's coming from CNET. I misspoken. Don't kill me, Verge. But the new iPhones are out, of course. You've got 3 different versions. You've got your low, mid, and high. You've got your iPhone XR, your XS, and then your XS Max. So the price point, you're starting off at $749 for your iPhone XR, $999 for your XS, and then $1099 for your XS Max. So they do have some new stuff to it. One of the big things is going to be the A12 Bionic chip. So this is going to be a lot faster. I think it had 4 cores for the CPU, and I think 6 cores for the GPU, if I remember correctly. I could be wrong. You can correct me. But I do believe that's what, when I was at least looking at a little bit into it, that's what it had. Your iPhone XR is going to be your more inexpensive version that starts off at $749. It is going to have a LCD screen, but they call it a liquid retina screen or liquid screen, if I remember correctly. So, like I said, this is just the article that kind of explains it. Again, if you guys want to kind of, definitely read these, you can always check them out on Google as well. But like I said, it's the budget phone. It does come in 4 different colors. You have blue, yellow, red, and I think silver.
I think there's a couple more actually.
Well, that was the ones they advertised in their.
Because if you go to Apple's website, I think it shows all of them.
I think it probably does. I know they only advertise I think about maybe 4 or 3 colors, but you have your blue right here. You have the yellow in the back. I think that's
XS.
That's the XS, so that's going to be your gold. You have the XS in black. So, of course, the iPhone XR is kind of like a little bit like the iPhone C, but it does have a bit better build quality. You still do keep all the functionality that you would get with your higher end iPhone 10. So you get your Touch ID, your Face ID. You still get the emojis. You get everything on there. You do only get one
12 megapixel
camera, but for what Apple has said, you're still going to get really good pictures. So pretty nice there. As far as with the XR, you do have different versions that you can get as far as storage size. So for your XR, it's going to have 64, 128, 256 gig. Your XS and XS Max are going to have 4 different versions. So 64, 128, 256, and 512 gig.
Only the XR gets 128.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the opposite.
Oh, never mind. So 264 for the XS and XS Max are 128. Not 128, 64, 256, and 512
That's
gig.
not bad. $50 for an upgraded twice the storage in the XR.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
People will buy that version more than the 64. Honestly,
I think nowadays, unless you just don't put a lot of stuff on your phone, which nowadays everybody does. I think most people are probably gonna opt either for usually 120 or 256, depending on what phone you get. As far as your prices, for the iPhone XR, it starts off at 64 gigs. You have a 128 gig for $799, 256 gig for $899. So definitely not a bad price point there. Definitely brings it down a little bit, makes it a little bit more reasonable. For your XS, is going to start off at $999 for the 64 gig, and the 256 for $1149, and your 512 gig for $1349. And then you're going to have the iPhone XS Max starting off at $1099 for the 64 gig. 256 gig is gonna be $1249, and then 512 gig is gonna be $1449. So these are not cheap. No. These are expensive, and everybody was like they were getting on the note for being $1,200. Apple just beat them. And you get a 512 gig Note 9 for $1,200, and everybody was complaining that's expensive.
Get ready,
guys. We're hitting that $2,000 price point. We're getting there.
We just barely made it to $1,000, and now they're already going to $2,000.
I know, right? We just now got to $1,000, and everybody was like, "Okay, I guess I can deal with that." Now everybody's like, gonna be like, man,
Like if you did the monthly payments for a
That's like
12 gigabyte iPhone
that's like
XS Max, that's
$50.
$50-something a month you're paying for the phone. That's almost the price of some people's plans.
that is the price of some people, because nowadays like plans are like unlimited are like $50.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a $50 unlimited plan, or unless you're Verizon and you want to just blow up your prices, $75.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's expensive. Man,
So let's see.
we're in there. But as far as like the specs, we're gonna go because we talked about a little bit with the iPhone XR. But with the iPhone XS and XS Max, these are some kind of specs that you get. So with your iPhone XS, it's going to be two. Well, actually, they're both of them. Excuse me. They're gonna be what? Is it both or just one? I think these are for both of them. The way it shows, I think it's for both. But there's gonna be two different sizes. You have a 5.8 and a 6.5 inch. So the iPhone XS is gonna be huge. Now, if you've seen the iPhone 8 Plus, that is a 5.5 inch phone, and that thing looks massive compared to like if you put it next to a Note 9, which is 6.4. They almost look the same size, but the iPhone is a smaller screen. I just could not imagine. I don't know how that's gonna look. I can't wait to see that.
They have to make up for the notch. They gotta put that big phone out
They gotta
there.
put a big phone to make up for the ugly notch that they still have. But they're both gonna have OLED HDR screens, so they call it Super Retina display. Apparently, from what I've seen, it's supposedly just gonna be the same thing as what the iPhone 10 had. You've got a few different colors. You've got gold, silver, and a space gray finish. From the way I've seen it, I think the gold is really nice.
The gold looks great.
The gold looks really good. So I wouldn't be surprised if the gold gets sold out, because that's actually a really nice looking gold color. You have your front facing camera. You got 7 megapixel front facing camera. The A12 Bionic chip is supposedly going to give you 30% faster speeds than what you get in your 2017 iPhones.
This is for launch apps, though.
Oh, for launch apps. To launch those apps is 30% faster.
Yeah.
So there you go. So when you're opening that app is going to be like, hey, I'm already open. You just needed to touch me. See? Faster. You do get IP68 water resistance, so that's pretty good. 2 meters up to 30 minutes in water. Of course, the 3 different storage sizes: 64, 128, 500, and 12 gig storage. So you do get that. You get a little bit better battery life. This is what killed me when I did see a little bit of the Apple event. It said the iPhone XS should last 30 minutes longer than the iPhone 10. The iPhone XS Max claims 1.5 hours longer than the iPhone 10. Now, on paper, that does not seem all that great. It's like, ooh, 30 minutes of extra battery life. But the way it was said, it just made me laugh a little, because it's like, it doesn't really seem like something I would necessarily like advertise. Like if it was like 2 hours, but I mean,
Man, but
you get more life.
think of it this way: you're getting more battery life, while also your processor is going to be stronger.
That is
You
true.
have more cameras on it. All the stuff they're adding to it, and the battery life is still going up. Is what they're trying to show off, I guess.
That's true. And I had to think about that for a little bit, because when I first started, I was just like, that's kind of funny. But then I mean, it makes sense. You know, if you're upgrading all the components to make them better, stronger, faster, higher screen, and you still get better battery life, it's really good. You can't beat that. So, I mean, I'm not saying that's not good.
Because imagine the opposite. Oh, everything's better. Your phone's gonna die 2 hours quicker.
Yeah, your phone's losing 2 hours of battery life though, so you're gonna have to go back to the old iPhone days. It does have dual SIM support through ESM technology. Now I believe the China market's gonna have something a little bit different. So it's gonna be one SIM slot that can actually take 2 SIMs on each side. So pretty cool there. So you do get that. Face ID is gonna be a lot faster. So it's not gonna be as long to unlock with your face, because that's pretty much really, unless you do a password, the only way you can unlock it with biometrics. You get not 3D. They're kind of going away from 3D touch, so it's 3D touch sensitive screen. So I know with the iPhone XR, they were saying that they have haptic feedback. So if you press and hold down on the iPhone XR, you can do haptic feedback. So there might be moving away from the touch. Of course, stereo sound, which was in the old iPhone 10, and then of course you get the new iOS 12 software. And then again, they have some.
They do have a little bit more colors.
Oh, so
They have gold and wait, is this all? No,
that's
this is
yellow.
all XR.
That's the XR. So it's
yellow,
it's
white,
white,
pink.
It's like a pinkish peach color.
Oh, it tells you the name right in the bottom. Coral pink.
Oh, coral pink, yellow and blue. So, I feel like these are definitely going to be popular. The iPhone XR. These are probably going to be really, really popular, especially with the fact that you do get more color options, which I don't know why. Just companies, period, don't make that a thing where you give some different colors. I know it's starting to get there. Apple did a little bit more when it comes down to the color options. You get more color options to kind of personalize your style. But I don't know why that was never like that's not really a big thing. I don't know if it's just
because people put them in cases, so it's hard.
Hard to. That is true. Yeah, it is. But I mean,
once you make all the cases,
if you get a blue case, don't you want a blue phone?
But if Apple, you want a case that covers all around it because they break easy.
Don't you just want to feel like you did something, like you got your phone and case matched?
Here's the XR specs.
Yeah, so the XR, these are the specifications for that. So you get a 6.1-inch LCD screen.
Oh no, it's a glass back. The iPhone's gonna shatter all over.
Oh no. Well, what are they doing? Oh, no aluminum. Why? Has a single 12-megapixel wide-angle camera. Excuse me, the same as the iPhone 10. Of course, you have your storage options. Face ID, Bionic chip, A12, 1.5 hours more than the iPhone 8 Plus. This is where I was saying before, you can't see it, but no 3D touch in the iPhone XR, but you get haptic touch with that. It comes in different colors: blue, coral pink, yellow, white, black, product red, and IP67 water resistant.
So it's actually less water resistant. I think that was IP68, if I remember.
Yeah, so it's not as water resistant as the iPhone 10s and 10X. It's gonna be a lot. That's a lot to say. iPhone 10X, 10, iPhone 10. I can't. I messed myself up. iPhone 10s and 10s Max.
And it's also going to be it is not an OLED screen with this one. It's LCD.
It's LCD, but they're calling it like some liquid Apple terms, eye terms. Like liquid. I think it was like they call it liquid screen, liquid retina screen. Some weird name they gave it, but it's basically just retina. So I don't know why they had to do this. Why couldn't they just say iPhone 10 and then iPhone 10 Max or 10s? Like, why they had to say 10s and 10X Max or iPhone 2? Something. It's just a lot. It's a mouthful. So yeah, those are the new iPhones and those are the specifications. So, I mean, what do you think, man? Think these are worth it? They're worthy to the market?
I think they're good. Yeah, they're good options. It's just hard to pitch those really high end prices on like the 512 models and stuff.
Yeah, that's really expensive. That's $1,400.
You have to take out a second mortgage to buy your next iPhone.
That's as much as a computer. Like, you could build a computer for that price.
That's more than some computers.
That is more than some computers. I mean,
the only thing that would have made this better if they were 5G capable. If they would have said that,
I'm assuming they're going to be 5G capable. It would make. No, never mind.
They're supposed to be out in October, so 5G won't be out yet.
Let me forget. I forget. This is Apple we're talking about. Apple would be the type of people that would bring these phones out and then wait until next September to announce the phones with the 5G capability that look almost the same. And you're just like, why didn't you do this last year? And you're just like, because we're Apple. But if you are looking to get it, I think pre-orders start today. But either today or the 14th, and it comes out the 14th, and then you'll be getting it later in October. So I think the RX, that's probably going to be the one, like
XR.
Oh, X. Oh, God. See,
that's the graphics card. You're thinking about what you actually want.
I'm thinking about what I really want versus what I don't want. But the XR, I think that is, to me, the best bargain.
Yeah.
You still get good specifications. If you really don't care about this, like the screen is still pretty big at 6.1, so that's fairly large.
Yeah.
You still get good storage options with that one. So I wouldn't say like I could find it very hard to believe that a lot of people are gonna go with the 512. I think 256 for most people is like their max. And most people even go say like 128, they don't even get to that point. But the 512 gig, that's really expensive. So you're probably, of course, there are people that are gonna buy it. But there's not gonna be a lot of people that are gonna buy that. At least that's what I think. Who knows? I could be wrong. You know how iPhone people.
That could be the only one that does sell.
Yeah, you know the iPhone people. So for all you people who are thinking about switching over to iPhone, yeah, go ahead and just
get the XR.
Just get the XR. Step right on up. Don't get nothing else. You are going to be broker than you may have already been. You may be rich and you just might be able to buy 10 million iPhones. I don't know. But I think the iPhone XR is a good deal. It has, to me, the colors would be the biggest thing. The fact that you get to have different colors, I think that's a lot better than trying to get a massive screen. I mean, of course, the screen is good for watching content and playing games, but if you don't do those things, it may not make sense to necessarily just go out and spend $1,500 or near $1,500. That's not even with Apple Care. Apple Care, you're gonna be paying for that too.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna spend this much money on the phone. You just might at that point. Why would you sit there and say I'm gonna spend $1,500 on a phone and not get that protection? They're gonna be. It's like at that point you might as well get it because you're literally spending a paycheck into this phone. You're putting so much money into this thing to hope and pray that you don't. Because I could see somebody buying that phone and breaking it, and their life is ruined. They're like, "What's wrong with you, man? My iPhone XS Max broke, man. I can't get nothing else. I'm broke. I took all my money." And they're just like, "Bro, get an Android." "I don't want no Android." Just put a pixel in their hand. No, his hand start burning. No, why? Oh my goodness, I could see that being a thing. That is something that could definitely happen. But that was Apple's event. No new iPads. I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting to see what they do with the iPads because the Tab S4 is out. I want to see the new iPads, see what they look like. The phones, to me, they're nice upgrades. Of course, faster chip, get all the whole shebang, nice colors. Cameras are nice. But at the end of the day, what does that mean when your pockets are on fire? My pockets aren't on fire right now. His pockets are not on fire. Nobody in this household's pockets are on fire. You know why? You take a bite out of pie, not apples. Think about that. Yeah, let that sink in for everybody out there. Let it sink in for you. We don't eat apples, we eat pie. Would you rather have a pie or apples? Think about that. And now if don't be that person who's like, "Oh, it's healthier." No.
But what if I want apple pie?
Oh, then you're doing it dirty. You're taking two things that shouldn't.
That's when you own a cellular Apple Watch and an Android phone. Apple pie.
I have a Apple Watch Series 4 with a Note 9. They're like, "What? Can you even use that?" Nope. Can't do anything with it, but it looks cool. It looks like. Here's what they'll tell you. They say I have an iPhone SE at home that I set this watch up with, and I just put my SIM in there, and then my Note 9 is secondary. So they're like, "What? You spent all that money for what?" I just wanted the watch, man. That's all I wanted. I knew I couldn't pair it up with my Android or my Android phone, so I had to get an iPhone. He bought an SE just for that purpose. That's it. He never uses it. That one thing. I can see somebody doing it. I'd do that. I'd be like,
that'd be a you thing to do.
That would be a me thing. I had two watches on both my wrists. They'd be like, "Why do you have two watches?" One is Samsung, one is Huawei, the other is Apple, the other is LG. I mean, you gotta switch it up, People are like, "What's the point?" Like, come here, let me show you this.
Let me teach you the ways.
Look, see, I got this one for the time in America, this one in the time in China. I want to know what time it is over there.
Not that your phone doesn't tell you already.
No, yeah, not that I can't do it on my phone. I can, but I'm not. But am I gonna? That's the real question. Maybe.
Can't reach in there. The pocket's on fire. So
my leg. I'm walking funny because they're fighting each other within my pockets, and they're just like, this isn't good. And they're like, "What are you doing? You can't mix and match. You can't have apple pie. Apple pie is gonna get discontinued. Watch." After this pie.
The actual pie?
The actual pie
That's
itself.
Impossible.
Apple pie, they're going to be like, apple pie is no longer. It's now either pie or apples with pie on the side.
And that's the day they just torched the Declaration of Independence.
Freedom does not ring here anymore. Apple is taking
Freedom
over.
died today with the pie.
Yeah, it did. All because we said something about bringing two no's and trying to make a yes out of it. Man, that's a sad day. Sad day for everybody. But yeah, that's Apple news right there. Nothing really else they announced, as far as I can tell. You can correct me if I'm wrong. Anytime I'm wrong, correct me. I want to be right.
Just post it right on his Facebook.
Don't do that. You can do it on Twitter. I'll look. I may not look at it that day, but I will look at it. I will just let you know that. I will let you know. I may not look at it that day, but when I'm sitting there in the bed and I'm saying I'm bored, let me look at the Twitter. I'll see your comment. I'll be like,
he'll cry.
I'll cry first, and then I'll be like, "You're right, absolutely right." And So yeah, that was the Apple event. I didn't get a chance to actually watch the whole thing. I might go back and watch it just to see. They kind of get straight to the point, nothing fancy. I did like the video though. The video was pretty cool. I don't know if you saw the XR video. That was pretty entertaining. I thought for a moment they were making the iPhone with RGB lights, and I was like, this is not happening.
No, this isn't happening. I'll have to buy it.
I was like, what? Now I gotta buy this? What? But it was just the way they had the phone, all the colors together, and I was like, okay, that was pretty cool. But I almost got nervous. I was like, am I going to buy this phone now because it got RGB lights in there? I was like, that's too. No, I can't spend money on this. This is breaking my heart and breaking the bank. I literally went to. After that, I would go to my bank and the bank just is collapsed. They're like, what happened? You bought the iPhone, didn't you? The 512 gig. I'm like,
that's the only way you get RGB is through that 512 gig version.
That's it. You can't get nothing else. You're gonna have like a special deal too. Fortnite, you get like an iPhone skin. Just like
in like a foam iPhone costume.
Yeah. Just running around with an iPhone 10X Max. That's a gun, and it just shoots out XR phones in different colors. It's like a rainbow. You're like, what in the world? It's like, what are you doing, man? What's going on? It's mind blowing. I know. It's mind blowing. But anyway, guys, that was actually all the news that we had for today. This was not a long podcast. I try not to make them long. Try to make them good, straight to the point. You probably gonna dislike me anyway because I'm wearing a hat, but it's because my hair is on hiatus. So
me too.
But you don't have a hat on.
Well, I meant the last part.
Oh, the hiatus thing. That's why it's trying to go away from Ken because it doesn't want to be on camera.
Exactly.
So it was trying to go away from him. But that's gonna be it for this episode of the the JKT podcast, guys. We hope you guys enjoyed it as always. If we're not late, we're not doing it right. That's what I say now because something always happens here. Of course. And even though some people say he may not use it, make sure you check out King Ken on his Twitter. It's right down there. Yeah, you can't miss it.
You can just
send him a DM.
Send me some stuff.
Slide his DM.
I'll just look and I'll be like, that's funny, and then I'll just exit that.
Right, he may send you a GIF. You don't know. It might be like a rare item. Yes. Oh, well, you know what? But not. It's whatever you want it to be, Ken. Yeah. It's whatever you want.
Decree.
You decree. Oh, King Ken has resided. This is it. This is what he told. This has been in writing. We got it in writing right here. The paperwork is over there, and it's not back here because there's nothing back here but this. It's over there. Yeah, see, it's just that.
Did you fix it?
No, I'm not. Okay. Trust me, I don't. I'm just gonna leave it like it is. If you guys don't know, this one right here is crooked. I'm not going to fix that. It's just gonna have to be. It's gonna be the Outcast. This is the Outcast right here. So. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us on this live stream. Of course, if you are watching and it's not live, you're watching it on YouTube, thank you guys for watching this podcast. We hope you enjoy. As always, if you guys do enjoy, make sure you show us some love on YouTube. Go ahead and like. And Twitch, make sure you follow us and make sure you subscribe so that you can get more when we do more podcasts in the near future. Also, if you guys have any news, tech topics that you guys would like for us to maybe talk about, let us know in the comments on YouTube down below. Check me out at all the appropriate social medias, and make sure again you check out my boy Nasus. Again, great music, better with headphones. It's better with headphones, but great in the car. Either way, you can do whatever you want. I'm not going to tell you what to do. That's wrong. If you're independent, this is a free country. I'm going to let you do what you want.
Until they just get rid of apple pies.
Until they get rid of apple pies, then it's not free anymore. We're all doomed. But anyway, guys, like I said, we always do these podcasts on Wednesday. Usually we try to do it on time around 6. We were a little bit late. That's okay. It happens. We're human. Yeah. But Wednesday, you can always expect the podcast happening from us. So, till next time, guys. Of course, it is Janos Tech. King Ken resides. He will now go home and sleep in his domicile.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And eat some pie with no apples on it.
Maybe. Only apples.
Only apples.
Yeah, not even no pie crust. Just cut up some apples and made in the pan.
She's got the pie floating in the air. Where's the crust? I don't need crust. No.
Where we're going, we don't need crust.
What I'm eating and where I'm going to go afterwards, I don't need the crust. Anyway, guys, we'll see you guys at the next podcast. And remember, guys, stay techie.
Peace
out.